Hello everyone, and welcome to week 4 of Rules for Life, where we are learning about responsibility. Let's say this definition together. Responsibility is showing you can be trusted with what is expected of you. In our Bible lesson today, Jesus told a story to his followers like he often did to teach them God's truth. He said, once there was a boss going on a journey. She called 3 of her servants and gave some of her money to each of them. She wanted them to take care of it while she was gone. So she gave 5 gold coins to the first servant. To her next servant, she gave 2 gold coins. And lastly, she gave 1 gold coin to the third servant. While the boss was away, it was time for the servants to get to work. The boss expected them to use their money well and make more money while she was away. I think we should help our friends come up with some ideas of how they might use this money to make more. How would you use the money well to make more? Let's say the first servant decided to invest in a lemonade stand. His business did great, and it earned him 5 more coins. The second servant did the same thing, except he invented a brand new product, and that earned him 2 more gold coins. Now, what do you think the last servant might do with the money? I've got some bad news. According to the story Jesus told, the last servant didn't do anything with the money he was given. Instead, he buried it. Eventually, the boss returned and checked in with the servants. She was thrilled to hear that the first servant had doubled the money she had given him. And the boss said, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things, so I will put you in charge of many things." The boss was very pleased to see that the second servant had also doubled the money that he had been given. The boss said, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things, so I will put you in charge of many things." But then the boss came to the last servant. She was very disappointed to see that the servant hadn't done anything with what he had been given. She told the servant that he should have put the money in the bank so that it could have earned a little bit of money, instead of just burying it in the ground. The boss gave the last servant's bag of gold to the first servant, the one who already had 10. Jesus' story had a very clear message. Those who are responsible with what they've been given will be given more, but those who waste it will end up with nothing. In the story Jesus told, he used the example of money. And we definitely need to be responsible with our money and our possessions. But this life rule is about more than just those things. We should make the most of the gifts and talents God has given us too. We should make the most of our knowledge and the things we've experienced in our lives. We should make the most of the love God has given us by sharing it with others. It comes down to this: make the most of what you've been given. In the story Jesus told, God is like the boss, and we're like the people God trusted with the coins. We have the responsibility to make the most of what we've been given. Remember, if you want to see the perfect example of making the most of what you have, look at the way Jesus lived. Jesus made the most of his time with people while he was on earth. He showed love to everyone and helped them understand what's most important to God. We need to do that too. We can make the most of what God has given us: our money, our possessions, our talents, our relationships, and our time. What does that look like for you? Maybe it means spending time practicing a skill that God gave you, or using your time to volunteer at an animal shelter or a food bank. No matter what you've been given, you can use it to share God's love.